So perchance if you found yourself this past week in the French Quarter of New Orleans, you may very well likely have noticed something. We are right at the beginning of the carnival season, commonly known as Mardi Gras, and of course, in New Orleans, they do it up big. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but in New Orleans, there are a lot of different Mardi Gras parades. Not just one parade, although there are like one or two, maybe three really, really big ones. But there's actually tons of Mardi Gras parades throughout the entire carnival season. These parades are put on by crews. That's spelled Krewe, crew. So you have like the crew of Endymion, or the crew of Iris, or the crew of Bacchus. And varying degrees of crews. They could be walking crews, they could be with floats, they could be all female, they could be all male, or they could be non-gender specific. There are all kinds of crews that are out there, and thus all kinds of parades that are out there. But the entire Mardi Gras season in New Orleans is really kicked off by one notable crew in particular. And that is the intergalactic crew of Chewbacchus. That's right, just as the name implies, this is a merger of Chewbacca, the famed Wookiee, and Bacchus, the Roman god of wine. Chewbacchus is a kind of science fiction, but also fantasy-themed Mardi Gras crew. It is specifically a walking crew, and has a lot of really creative, amazing floats. But more importantly, it's a large crew that is made up of several small sub-crews. And I say small, you've got some actually pretty big ones like the Space Vikings, the Brainiacs, or the Leonettes. You've got all these awesome sub-crews that come together to make up one epic parade. And if you've been tuning into my channel for some time, you may know that I, myself, am a member of one of these sub-crews, and in fact, a founder of the crew of Loki. That's right, a couple of years ago, my siblings and I happened to be in New Orleans for Chewbacchus, and we had a wonderful time watching the parade, but we got inspired and decided that we wanted to start our own sub-crew, the sub-crew of Loki. The following year, we all dressed as Loki variants and went around handing out bookmarks and just had an absolute ton of fun. This year, we did it up even bigger, inviting our spouses and family members to come and join us. And who knows, perhaps next year, we might even open it up so that other folks might want to be part of the crew of Loki. We all got to don our horns. We actually did a meetup at Patrick Barvin, which is a very special cocktail establishment in the French Quarter. And honestly, it's just an absolute blast. Tomorrow, my sister and I, who both hosted the Loki TV Talk podcast, will actually be doing a live broadcast, doing a little bit of a debrief of our experience as crew of Loki, sharing some of our stories from the parade, as well as maybe even kind of coming up and theorizing about what we might do differently next year. If that's something you're interested in, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I know it's a little different, but you know what? It's Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is supposed to be a little different. And hey, if you were there and you happen to get one of our bookmarks, mention it in the comments. We had so much fun partying it up with so many people from all across the country, and would love to hear your Chewbacca story. What sub-crews did you enjoy the most? What are some of your favorite throws? Put it in the comments. Let's talk about it.